Welcome back, everyone. Well, as you know, part of our mission this fall has been to interview as many candidates as we can in Saratoga, Warren, and Washington County, so you get to know who they are, what they stand for, so you can make an informed decision. One of the most important races is Warren County Sheriff. And joining me today is Bud York, who is the current Warren County Sheriff. Welcome, Bud.
Thank you, Jesse. It's a
nice
pleasure.
to have you here. I was doing a little math before Bud came in this morning. I first met Bud in 2007 when I think you were running for the first time.
That is correct.
And when we were up in Glens Falls there, right?
Yes, sir.
And boy, a lot of water under the bridge since 2007,
Yes,
right?
sir, there is.
All right, now you've held 2 terms
Yes, sir.
as Warren County Sheriff. Those terms are 4 years each.
Yes, sir.
Doing the math real fast, 8 years, nothing gets by me, Bud. What's it been like? What have you learned in those 8 years?
Well, I think the most important thing that I've learned, being a member of the New York State Police for 30 years, I gained a lot of friendships, and there were a lot of very talented people. The main thing that I learned, Warren County Sheriff's Office has a bunch of really talented officers, and it's been a pleasure working with them.
Mm-hmm. If you were to say, not to put you on the spot, but if you were to say those 8 years, I accomplished a couple of key things in my mind. What would they be?
Yeah, number one, I think January 1, 2008, the first day I took office, I implemented the Narcotics Enforcement Unit, which the Warren County Sheriff's Office didn't have a huge active role in enforcement of narcotics at that time. They had a few people. I actually put 6 full-time people in that unit and hired a part-time person to help train them. And over the ensuing, these past 8 years, their work has been outstanding. They're highly regarded and one of the most respected narcotics units in the North Country. And in that time period, they have seized assets, cash assets of over $1.3 million. That is unbelievable. Unheard of in a small department like this. And seized upwards of 30 to 35 vehicles that we can use for the county.
You know, I'm product of the 60s, so you know, when you mention drugs, you go back and I'm just stunned at the infiltration into our counties of these kids are faced with drugs and drug issues every single day. So putting a task force together was not only timely, but of course something that really does help the community for sure.
It certainly was. And another thing that I'd like to bring forward to you, Jesse, to let you know, you recall after Sandy Hook, the massacre at Sandy Hook, in Warren County, all of the high school superintendents, school districts had a meeting. They invited all the police agencies, the New York State Police, the Glens Falls Police Department, and of course me as the sheriff. And we had a round table. And this was very, very many people at this round table. All the schools were represented. I bet there were 30 to 35 people there. And what came out of that, while we were discussing, you know, how can we make our schools safer, one thing that came up was I asked every superintendent, if you had a chance for a uniformed police officer to go through your building once a day, how many people would do that? Every one of them raised their hand.
Yeah, for sure.
Every one of them raised their hand. So I said, if you will implement, if each of you in your school districts will put an office in, give us a computer, I will mandate that an officer stops by every day, signs in, says hello to the staff, or if there's any students there that sees them that wants to bring any problems to them, it'll be a routine that will be started, and that's been going on for 2 years. It has been great. All the school districts love it, and it's garnered some great relationships between the police and the school districts.
Yeah, you bring up a very important point there. You know, a day doesn't go by that law enforcement isn't on a hot seat in the news, right?
Yes.
Just something happened with a school out Midwest. I think it was in Ohio is where it happened. So the idea that you would have a sheriff, just the visible presence of the car, all of these sort of things just sets a certain precedent, but it also gives that sheriff the ability to communicate directly with the students and with the families in the community, right?
It certainly does, and you know we've garnered some good information. You know we get some of the students that feel comfortable with a particular officer, and if they're having any problems in school or problems with bullying, that information is given to the police officer, and he's been able to avert some problems down the road, especially with the internet and Facebook and all this social media. We've been notified of some things that were going on that we were able to help curtail because of the relationship between the schools and the police agency. Also, Jesse, to let you know that I also offered, the state police have that ability to use our office as well, and I'm not sure if they stop by at any point in time, but I've let the superiors know about that in the state police, and they were very, very open to that as well.
You like the job?
I love it.
Yeah, you do.
Love it, yes.
Assuming that you'd be reelected, what would you like to accomplish? Got something on your mind? Priorities?
Well, there's a couple of things that we are working on. The one thing that I've been working on with a woman that's working in family court, she's also running for the judge. She wants to be able to have a forum where if there's a child in family court that has someone that's an inmate in our correctional facility, that they have the ability to visit them, maybe not going in the facility because the child doesn't want to go in. We just implemented a system with a vendor where we can have a video. It's sort of like Skype, if you know what Skype is.
Yeah, sure.
We can do a video conference from the jail to anywhere we deem. I'm starting to put those videos in social services. We're going to do it in probation, probably family court as well. They want to be able to have a child go to a safe room that they can visit the inmate, and that's something that we're just starting now, and that's something that I think would be good. We're also looking at how we can maybe do it, put it in the library in Glens Falls, so the children, the loved ones could go there and visit their loved ones in the jail if they, for some reason, don't want to go in the jail, don't like the environment or whatever. So I think that's a good program. It's something that we are starting. It's going to be coming out soon.
Got it. You know, we really do try to just allow our viewers to get to know you. There is one controversy going on. It had to do with the budget. Now, without digging into it or attacking or anything like that, there was some discrepancy in some of the things that have been said about the budget, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the interview you had with my opponent, and it sort of caught me when he said on this program that you know, while he was the sheriff, he was always under budget. And I say it's easy to be under budget when you're way over budget. But he also made a statement that the last 4 years, my budget, my particular budget, has been over budget by I think he said $76,000. I got to thinking that's not right. So I looked it up this morning on the performance budget report, and we're actually about $750,000 under budget. So, I mean, that was just inaccurate, and I want the record straight on that.
Okay, Bud. You're endorsed by the Republican Party, the Conservative Party, the Independence Party, and the Reform Party.
Yes, sir.
You must be pretty proud of that.
Yeah, it's nice to get the support, you know, and it's nice. As I told you before, I believe in term limits, and this is my last term. I think that new blood should always be coming up from within the agency. And I'm running this last time also because my staff wanted me to. They liked what I've been doing. They requested, they pleaded with me, said please run one more time because they know my feelings on term limits, and especially in positions of authority. And I agreed to do that, and it's nice to know that your staff supports you and appreciates you.
Boy, I'll say. Well, best of luck, Bud.
Oh, thanks, Jesse.
And the election, of course, is Tuesday coming up, and we'll see you on the other side. And I'll see you on Route 11 there, that road that goes from exit 24 over.
Drive carefully. Drive carefully.
Thank you, Bud.
Thanks, Jesse.
Good
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Pleasure.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.